All right, brother. All right. God is so good. Let me tell you something. I know that there's greatness ahead of me because that's when the distractions come. That's when the disappointment comes. And that is when you know that God has something bigger than you on your horizon. Yesterday, I went to the doctor. No, the day before. And he said, your shoulder is completely torn. You have to get surgery right away. So the end of this month, I'm getting surgery. But guess what? Here's my testimony, guys. I survived being hit by a CAR last year, and I have multiple injuries to my body and brain trauma. But look, I'm still here. I'm still functioning. There's other people that sustain the same injuries or worse that are not here, that are not functioning. And, to God be the glory for that. And so, let me take my headphones off. So after I sustained these injuries last year, and God, my brother, my father, and my sister gave me a new lease on life. Because the way I got HIT, there's no way I should be here functioning. Even though I'm in a lot of pain, there's no way I should still be here functioning the way that I am. But that ain't nothing but God. So I decided I wanted to create an academy that teach people what I know about the gift of creativity in the form of making magazines, clothing, editing, content creating, media. And so I created this class, and at first it was a joke. I didn't really take it serious. And then, these young ladies came, and I saw the passion and hunger in them to learn. And so I taught them. Uh, a lot of them are multiple magazine publishers, editors, content creators, clothing designers, whatever, right? Entrepreneurs. They became their own bosses, and that was the goal. And the goal is also for them to then go out and do other magazines, if they want to create their own academies or whatever, and teach other people. That has always been the goal. I want to create a million entrepreneurs out there. So also I want to tell y'all on this journey, right? Those that you feel have your back and should have your back when you taught them everything for free. Now that the ones closest to you will be the ones that hurt you the most. I just want y'all to know that. So that's why, when my friend used to tell me side eye everyone, even me, I kind of looked at her with craziness, right? But I understand that now. What did you say? I don't know what you're saying. That's not even English. Listen, I am trying to give y'all my testimony. I'm trying to give y'all a positive message to never give up, no matter what your circumstances are. Like I said, I survived being HIT by a CAR last year, crossing the street. I had surgery on my left shoulder. On my left knee, and now I got to get surgery on my left shoulder. I have brain trauma and multiple injuries, but to God be the glory. You see, I stand before you right now. I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm functioning. They said I have brain trauma, but that does not stop my creativity. Y'all see my shirt? I just did a live on Facebook about using DTF, you know, heat transfer. So that's what I teach in Code 31 Academy, how to become your own boss, how to cut out the middleman, how to not answer to nobody when you want to do something in life. That is what this channel is for, Code 31 Academy, to have you overcome your fears, right? And build confidence in yourself that you can do anything you want to do in life. It doesn't matter how old you are, if you're disabled. I have taught people with learning disabilities, physical disabilities, emotional disabilities, how to do their own podcast, do their own magazine, do their own clothing line. This is my clothing line. It's called 31 Academy. me is Code 31 Savage. And this is one of the characters that I drew myself. So even if you don't know how to draw, they have all these apps now that can literally create whatever you say for it to do. So now there's no excuses why you can't do anything. Oh, you say, oh, well, I don't have a lot of money. Well, I don't have a lot of money either. And I literally created this clothing line from a heat transfer, and I teach people that in my class how to go on FM Expressions, upload your image on there. They charge you $25 for the initial fee, then 25 cents for each heat transfer that you make. And if you get over 75 of them, you could get them for 15 cents. So me, like I said, I don't have a lot of money, but I got 100 of the girl character, 100 of the boy character, with shipping and handling and all of that. It came to $92. Then you get you a good quality heat press, you know, and then you can make your own clothing line. That is what I teach in Code 31 Academy. Then if you want to do your own magazines and your own logos, I teach you how to download Canva, and I show you how to create your own logos on there, your own magazines on there. Um, I feel like, you know what, we are in a world right now of darkness and selfishness, and how much more money does a billionaire need when there's people living check to check, struggling, homeless, starving? And I feel like God gave me the gift of creativity, and so why not share that with the people? Um, like I said, I have taught 6 young ladies, and they all are multiple publishers with their magazines and clothing and all that. And for some reason, like I said, it be the ones closest to you that will try to hurt you. And it's unfortunate that there's a few who I taught things to, and they want to try to hurt me. But you cannot hurt me by creating for other people or teaching other people what I taught you. That is why I created Code 31 Academy, so that I can teach other people what I know, and then they could go on to create their own platforms and teach other people. So that is exactly what the goal was in me teaching you. So for you to then try to turn it around on me and try to act like you're hurting me by creating your own academy, you're not hurting me at all. What you're doing is showing me that all the hard work that I invested in myself and that I invested in you as my student is paying off. Because everything that I taught you, you are now putting it into a positive perspective. And now you're creating magazines, coloring books, clothing, tumblers. So everything that I taught you, you're putting it into good use. But to try to use it against me is not a good thing. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it makes you look silly. Because I invested in you and I entrusted in you the knowledge that I have in being an entrepreneur, and I taught you everything. Well, not everything, but I taught you enough for you to progress. And now you're trying to use that against me or trying to hurt me by saying that you're creating something. Like, I'm not the first one to do an academy, so, and I won't be the last one. So, like I said, anybody that I've taught things to and they are now trying to hurt me or not promote me, you don't have to promote me. God promotes. So anything that you do, when you make a magazine, when you make a design, you're still representing me because I taught you these things. So that is what I want to tell y'all on this live. You are going to be disappointed by those that are closest to you. Those are the ones that's going to disappoint you. But you know what you got to do? You got to thank God that He is exposing those people that don't mean you no good, so you can get them up out of there. And you got to keep on praising God, and you got to keep on being who you are. So that is what I wanted to show y'all today. Y'all can follow me on here. It's Code 31 Academy. Y'all can follow my other page, Code 31 Media Interviews. And I'm on Instagram, Code 31 Mag, Code 31 Media, Code 31 Apparel, and TikTok. Code 31 Media is Code 31 Academy. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Know that you're loved. Know that you're worthy. Make sure people value you. Later, y'all.